Hey, this is part 2 of a 3-part series on spring special occasion wear. Part 1 is formal and semi-formal wear. And part 2, what you're about to see, is midi, maxi, and short dresses for those of you who are like me who love a spring dress. And these will carry you through the entire summer, whether that is for a summer wedding, destination anniversary, birthday, graduation, whatever it may be. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you get to the end and then want to see part 3 is a continuation of the series, and it is for spring occasion wear, but includes jumpsuits, pants, tops, skirts, things that might be considered more like elevated casual wear. So with all these options over the span of 3 different videos, my hope and my prayer is that you find something that will either inspire you to go rummage through your own closet, or there's the perfect thing that you hadn't thought of or haven't seen yet that's going to serve you well this spring and this summer for all of your special occasions. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye. Today's video is going to be a little mishmash, hodgepodge, because I got halfway through, about halfway through, and filmed it all, but got about halfway through and then realized that not only did my iPad, which I film on, shut off, what I did film, the sound wasn't captured, or the sound was captured, but it sounds really weird. So you may encounter that. I think there's a few segments that the sound is not quite going to be the same as it is in the rest of it. I'm just going to ask for your grace and your patience, because hopefully there'll be enough in this that's worth sloshing through to get through that part, and that maybe it will be helpful to you. Maybe that will be the perfect segment that you needed to see. As always, my hope and my desire is that you will have the little time bar that you can scroll along if you're trying to get straight to you just want to see the dresses or whatever it may be, that you can do that for yourself. I hope that you watch the whole thing, but if you don't, I totally understand. Let me know if you find any of these pieces helpful for one of your events coming up, whether it's in the spring or this summer. I know I have the month of May to look forward to, because we around here call that the month of me. And by we, I mean me. I call it the month of me because it's Mother's Day, it's my birthday, and it's our anniversary, all in the month of May. And so I've only got, what, 6 weeks? No, longer than that. How long do I don't know. It's in May. Whenever now is for May, that's how long I have to wait for it to be the month of me. But you can be darn tootin' shootin' that I am going to enjoy the month of me. I am not one of those galleys who goes, oh, no, don't. You'll know when it's my birthday, because I get really excited about my birthday. All right. Hope that you all have a great spring, and hope you have a wonderful Easter. Happy Passover. If there's a holiday I'm missing, I apologize, but I hope that you are all well, and that the Lord will meet you where you are this week. This dress is by Cynthia Rowley, and it is a viscose linen blend, and it feels so luxurious on. It's got this beautiful floral print, and honestly, I love the way this felt on. It doesn't have the same zazazing, va-va-voom as some of the dresses might, but it's not so modest that it feels frumpy, at least not to me. It just feels sweet, and just, I don't know how to describe it, but it is one of my favorites of the entire try-ons, because of how it literally feels like it's super soft. It's that viscose linen blend, and I just felt pretty in it. Sometimes it doesn't need to be zazazing and sparkles and for me to feel pretty and elegant, and this felt very elegant. And so what I also know is that several people feel certain ways about their arms, and so the length of sleeve on this is 3/4, so it almost looks like how when you go ahead and push your sleeves and zhuzh them up anyway, it's already cut that way. It's got the V-neck, so if you need your skin to be showing like I do, it's got that. It's got buttons all the way down because it's a shirt dress. Is that right? Yes. Double checking. And that way you can show your legs if you need to. There's ways to help that elongation again, even with a print. I know sometimes prints can be iffy for people. I want to show you the print up close. Again, love this very I don't know, is this English countryside kind of print? That's probably why I'm so enamored with it. But it is a beautiful shirt dress, and it has pockets. I think almost everything that I'm going to show you has pockets, which praise the Lord that manufacturers, marketers, whatever, retailers, designers, that they're finally putting pockets in women's clothing. I mean, thank you. Thank you. We're the ones that have to hold all the stuff in our pockets. I'm just a huge fan. I can see Mother's Day, church, wherever, you know, it's just that kind of dress for me that I would wear this all the time because it feels so comfortable, and I think it felt pretty. Hope that helps. This next dress, this lovely baby blue at the top, and then that pleated, the way this waist looks, and then the beautiful floral at the bottom. Oh, I love this so much. And when I put it on, again, it's that feeling of going, oh, this feels like things I'm supposed to wear in my life. Of course, I also feel like I should be living at Downton Abbey, but that's not my life. But I can still feel that way. And Rob loved it as well. As I've been saying, this March my mama is in my brain a lot because it's her birthday month. And that woman loved her some baby blue. I mean, like no other color and like nobody I've ever seen. In fact, back in the day, my sister and my brother could probably correct me, but I think it was 1973 or 74. She bought, I think, their first and only brand new car ever. And it was a 98 Oldsmobile. Not the year 98, but that's what they called it. Huge. If I can find, I know I've got a picture of it somewhere, because we had it at her services, but when she bought it, it was a cream color. Well, my mama loved baby blue so much that, I don't know, maybe 10 years later, if that, it was time she was going to get that car painted, and she got it painted baby blue. You could not miss her coming from a mile away. And I loved it, and she loved that car so much, and it was quintessentially her. So when I put this dress on, I thought about her, and I thought, ooh. I was going to say, I thought she would love to wear this dress, but I also know how she was, and she would have loved to have seen me in this dress. So, I hadn't planned on being emotional in fashion videos. Dang it. I told y'all last time that you wouldn't see me cry if we're talking about fashion. But, so, this dress is in honor of my mama. And this, I mean, you can see from the cutaways, the baby blue. It is just stunning, and it is 100% cotton, and it feels divine. It's not a poplin. I mean, it has a strong structure, but it doesn't have that necessarily that crispy kind of sound. It's very soft to the touch. It is just gorgeous, and I want to show you the print up close. And that also makes me think of her. She loved flowers and all the things. So sorry, I'm just gonna stay misty-eyed talking about her. I need to quit. But this was one of my absolute favorites out of all of the try-ons. And I mean, let's be honest, I chose these because I thought I would like them, but I'm just telling you, this one this is a keeper for me, because this will be when I'm feeling I need to be close to my mom or something like that. This will be what I reach for. So go now, wipe my eyes. If by chance, as I'm showing you each of these, because there's so much to get through, and I really want to get through these for y'all, to get them out, to get the video out so that none of them sell out before you have a chance to, if you like any of them, to get them. But if I forget to say prices or sizes, I will promise you I will put it on the screen somehow, because I'm just kind of like I'm trying to remember. And as I said, I've been dealing with insomnia, like cuckoo crazy insomnia, for several weeks, and I'm trying all the different things and working with a physician, so it's not that I'm just ignoring it. I'm just saying out loud, like, sometimes my brain just goes, we're on pause. We're just gonna hit that pause because we didn't have enough rest during the night. Imagine if you're sitting across this video from me and you're like, she's excited about everything that must mean that none of it is good. I just have to say, I don't fake my emotions. I want you to know that when I don't like something, and that's, if you've watched any of my videos, I think that that's pretty obvious. The problem is when I wear dresses like these, it ignites something inside of me that was dormant for a very long time. And part of that's just the femininity of it. And what I don't mean that I was being all masculine. I just mean when you're in a season of life, and I don't mean male and female when I'm talking about masculinity and femininity, about what I'm about to say. But what I've understood over the last few years is when you're in stress, when you're in crisis mode, when you're even just in that season of life where you're in charge of everything, that in the world of psychology is considered masculine energy, not woohoo energy, but just the way that you operate in your body and through the world takes a little more masculine stand because you have to push through a lot. You have to get it done. Doesn't matter. And as females, when our gas pedal like that gets stuck for too long, the feminine part of us, the femininity, has to take a back seat. It's rare when you are in that kind of crisis that you have brain power to be thinking, oh, how does that dress make me feel? It is when that lid is lifted from all of the stress and the hard and the things that you have to keep in your mind. And what comes to my mind were doctor's appointments and what medications and, when do I need to get my mom there? And is when she was living away from me before she moved in with us, is she okay? Did she eat today? Did she burn something? Did she burn herself? All those things fill up the space that has since then, and I don't want to say this as if like, since then I've been set free. It's not like that. It's just a fact that when, whatever the circumstances are, that you are carrying a great deal and you are caring for others or a great deal of things, there's only so much capacity for creativity, and in that is where my femininity lies. What I mean by that is like choosing pink. This is a season where that feels so right for me, and it never did before. Choosing dresses over practical yoga pants, jeans, whatever it was that I wore for years, almost exclusively. I can't get enough dresses in my life right now. I mean, again, I don't mean to be like, I'm obsessed, I'm compulsively. I'm just trying to explain why I get so excited about this is because it's bringing back something in me that has always been there. It just didn't have space to be able to be expressed. When I think about Easters with my mom and my dad and my brothers and my sister, there's all the things that come with any kind of family occasion, and we weren't particularly religious, I don't think, at all. We didn't go to church all that often, and there's a phrase for people who go to church on Christmas and Easter. They're creasters, meaning they just blend the two words. You go on Christmas, you go on Easter. I don't even know if we would have qualified for that. But typically, if we were going to go to church, it would have been for Easter. And we, at the very least, celebrated Easter for sure. I mean, there was fried chicken and deviled eggs and potato salad with mustard and mayo, not just mayo. We are tart, vinegary people. All the things that would go along with that. And for me, my mom, if you haven't heard, I'll put a link to the video about her and about why she inspires me when it comes to fashion. It's one of those core memories that I have, and I think this is true of a lot of women I know who grew up in the 70s and 80s. There were a few things every year without fail, and regardless of where we were economically. But Easter was the time of the year that I got new dress shoes, usually incredibly uncomfortable dress shoes, a new dress, and usually a hat and gloves, little lacy gloves. And that would be what I wore as long as I fit into it for whatever it might be, whether it was the occasional wedding or the occasional trip to church or, another holiday, whatever it might be. Something special. Oh, picture day. Oh, my word. I'm going to put in some pictures. And I hope if I can find the pictures I'm thinking of that you'll see these are similar dresses in style. Golly, Ned, this is getting me emotional. And I said I wasn't going to do that for these kind of videos. Oh well, tough break for y'all. I loved these dresses. I loved how I felt, even at 5, 4 years old, 6 years old. I don't know if my mama picked these out and just said, here's your dress, or if we picked those out together. I can't remember. For me, she was the type of woman that encouraged your own thought and ownership and autonomy when it came to things like that. So I don't know. It was whether it was nature or nurture as far as what I chose. And part of it is we would watch old movies together in those 1950s silhouettes. She loved those things. I watched them with her and my daddy. And I am still, now that I am in a season of life where I can step back into that feeling of what do I like? Not what am I wearing as survival gear, but what do I actually love? What makes me feel not only things like beautiful and pretty and elegant and, my style words, comfy, elegant, showstopper, but what makes me feel like me? What makes me feel like Denise? And these original pictures from when I was a little girl and the pictures that I'm showing you all these days, they're one and the same. It's the same kind of clothing. And there's something obviously deeply moving about that. It's sentimental because it's all wrapped up in my mom and my dad and that season of my life where they were, the biggest part of my life, and the influence that my mom had and still having from, I'd say the grave. She was not going to be put in the ground. That's a whole other story for another day. When you see all of this drama, it's not forced. It's not even for you necessarily in the way that it might seem like. I don't know. Nobody's ever said that, but I'm explaining it because I think it would be important for me if I'm watching someone and if I ever felt like that's a lot for a dress. I want you to know why. I would want to know why. And my why is this is something I wish with all my heart I could have tapped into in those years where things were hard, when things were a lot, when I was carrying a lot and caring a lot for people. And I did, there were occasions, but it wasn't to the level that at 56 and an orphan that I can. So I don't know where you are, and this has gotten really heavy all of a sudden, and this is supposed to just be a fashion haul. But if you are experiencing what I experienced, if you're in the middle of it, I'm not fussing at you. I'm not even telling you what you should be doing. I'm hoping that whatever your version of dresses are, that you will be able to incorporate it into your life while you're still going through what you're going through. Or as the minute, the second, the nanosecond that season is over, you will be able to discover what that is. And it's not just clothing, obviously. Like, the Lord is kind, and He is going to reveal all of that in ways that isn't just about what you put on your body. But the reality is He is aware, just like He says in Scripture, He is aware of what our needs are. And in fact, we have to get dressed every single day. Whether you got pajamas on all day or you're out in the world all day, in this culture, we are wearing clothing. And so the intentionality we put into what we're putting on our bodies and what that says to us and to our brain and to the hard that we are or have experienced, it matters. So that's my thought for the day. This is not what I was gonna, didn't see this coming. Probably should have the minute I started talking about my mom and Easter and all of that, but take that for what you will, use it for what you will, ignore it if you want. But it is, my encouragement is do whatever you need to do to feel your very best self, to feel feminine, even if you're in the midst of the most masculine season of your life, if that makes any sense at all. Probably not. I've probably gone so far off the rails that it does not make any sense, but I hope so. So, the blue dress. This is by Taylor, and it comes in sizes, and it costs something, and I can't remember right this second, but it'll be on the screen, whatever that is. It's got these buttons. These are faux buttons, so you don't, if you have a larger chest and you're worried about some of the shirt dresses with the buttons because you have to go up a size. I have not experienced that ever, but I do understand that this can feel intimidating when it's an actual button-up shirt or a button-up dress. And so these kind of dresses that it's just faux, it's just meant there to be pretty, but the V-neck would work really well. It's not super low, and then again the waist comes in, it's beautifully long, it has pockets, but it also, what I really love is that it has a side zipper and not a back zipper. So the back has that elastic in right there. This is nice, so you've got a lot of room should you need it for your waist or your chest, all of that. But I love a side zipper because if you're by yourself, you can actually not have to do the Houdini trick of trying to get, I know there's a gadget, but I don't have the gadget, and I am pretty hypermobile, so I don't have a lot of struggles, but it's so much easier when it's the side zipper. That gives you the extra space to put it on. So it's pull over, make sure that's unzipped, and then zip it up on the side. Love that. All right, be right back. This dress is the only dress that you cannot wear to a wedding. Everything else, you can wear it to Mother's Day, whether it's Easter or Passover or whatever you're celebrating. But out of the two, so I think if I'm gonna keep one, it would be this one. It is absolutely stunning. It is, because of the white color, it is a teeny bit see-through, and I just paired it with a short half-slip, cotton half-slip that I get off of Amazon, and I'll link that for you, and it was perfect. I mean, what you're seeing is me with that on, and these days a lot of dresses build that in and only put like a half-slip so that you can still have movement and freedom and all of the things, or unfortunately they will put in a polyester slip, and I would rather have no slip and let me buy a cotton slip than to have a polyester slip, just because it's hot. Like, I lose what we got from the linen blend in the polyester slip. So that's another thing. I seriously feel like something's just flying around. Anyway, so you lose that when they give you a slip that's not made out of natural materials when you're looking for natural materials. But this is a rayon linen blend, so it's not 100% linen, although it feels a lot like linen. It's not quite as soft as linen, I mean, but it hasn't been washed or anything like that, obviously, because it still has all the tags on it. But this is Taylor. I think the white one comes in sizes from like 0 to 14. I'm not exactly sure, but they're $40. Both the dresses are the same price, and I'm assuming that it's coming through on the video because I loved this. And everything, the accessories that I'm pairing it with, the shoes, the sweater, the yellow sweater, I'll show you that in just a second. But I love, again, it's like the white top thing that white is so versatile, especially for my wardrobe, that I can pair any color, red, white, blue, yellow, black, brown, like it doesn't matter. And that can help seasonally if you don't abide by the no white during certain seasons. I could wear this, especially where I live, year round. Like I could pair it with brown boots and wear a brown suede jacket and feel beautiful. I could wear it at Christmas if I've got, enough layers on, because winter white, I think, is stunning. So it just depends on what your lifestyle is, what your preferences are. But this for me would be a year-round dress, and I absolutely love the way I felt in it. So if that's something you like, it's again, it's the faux buttons, but it does have at the bottom, it's already got the it's a weird angle. It has the split, so and I love that in the front so that you can again see some leg. So on a very long dress for someone like me, that is really helpful. So anyway, hope that helps. Blue and white striped dresses, because I couldn't decide between the two of which to show, and I thought, well, I'm going to show both because both have different things that I like and maybe love a little less about it. They're both 100% cotton. What I really like about a striped dress, again, this is a shirt dress because it's a silhouette that I think is flattering universally on most women, especially if you can, work with the buttons, whether they're faux or they're real, if you can open it up or if you need to have it closed up, whatever the case may be. And if it comes in at the waist, whether that's through a tie or if you belt it yourself, that sort of thing. This one I found in the Walmart shopping extravaganza that I did. I saw it on the rack and was like, that is gorgeous, and it's 100% cotton. So I wanted to show it to you up close. It is, it is fully functional buttons all the way down. What is different, and the reason I would not choose this one for me, is this collar. It's not that I don't have things that have a crew neck collar. It's that it would be one more step. So I think what I show in the video is that you can, with what they call fashion tape, and I'll link that below. It's just literally two-sided tape that sticks easily to fabric. I didn't know about it. I'm not saying it like you don't know, because you may all know that, but I didn't know that. Didn't know it was available until recently. And you can press that down. You can even iron this down and starch it, or just iron it down to create a V-neck and start, your buttons here. But I just felt like that was one more step, and when I found the next dress, it was like, well, it's already a V-neck, so I don't have to do that, because that's I enjoyed that look a little more on me. But if it fits your body better to have this type of collar, or just from a modesty standpoint, or whatever your preferences are, that's this one. And let me tell you, this 100% cotton was $19. And it was in store. I know it's on the website as well, so I will list that. But it's absolutely beautiful, 100% cotton, pockets, like all the things. And it's a beautiful blue. Again, I'm not good with the variations of the colors, but somebody knows, and I'll try to get better over the years, we'll see. But I know it's blue and white and striped. And stripes, again, creates those long lines on your body that help elongate as well. So big fan of that. This is by Free Assembly, and this was in an extra small. And again, I'll list what sizes it comes in. But the next one is the one, if I keep one of these, is the one I would choose for me. This is a maxi dress by French Connection, and it is 100% cotton. Again, it's in that blue and white stripe, which I love, and it has that white collar trim and the white on the sleeves. Oh. This is $35 for a 100% cotton dress. It's maxi-length. It's definitely maxi-length on me. But I love those small little details are worth the extra, what did I say, $15 if I'm going to choose between the Walmart version and this version. Again, for me, because I love that. There's something about that just kind of pops and stands out for me. And the fit is just better, because then, like I said, I won't have to be you know, taping it down or ironing it down each time, because I really don't think I would ever wear it buttoned all the way up to the top. That's just not how I like to wear that or how it looks good on me. So, all right, this very interesting construction, must say. It's not a wrap dress in the natural sense of like you wrap up all this material. It looks like it because it has, that's how it looks, you know, when you do it like that. But it's got this button here that you button there, and that way you never have any wardrobe malfunctions in the middle of a windstorm. And so then you tie that tie over here. This sleeve detail and this collar detail being the bright white, it just makes a huge difference. It does feel very Ralph Lauren-esque to me, and I love it. I love this kind of look. I don't know if I'm keeping it. I marinate on this, I go back and forth, but $35 for 100% cotton, and this is the original price. So as you can see, again, you can believe those numbers or not believe those numbers, but we all know that if you found this at, I don't know, stores like Anthropologie or something like that, they're going to be, or Abercrombie, they're going to be over $100 for 100% cotton in look like this. So that would make sense to me that if this was around $130 regularly, that would make sense. But TJMaxx and Marshalls has it for $35. I think it's really pretty and works for so many of the spring occasions. I keep forgetting to talk about that. I get so carried away with the actual garment. So whether you're looking at graduations or Mother's Day or any of the things that are coming up, and there's always something coming up, or just a work, like this is a beat to me. When I worked in an office, this would be something that I would wear to wear to work, but I love this. Love it. Love it. Next in line on the maxi dresses is this. This feels so vintage inspired that makes me excited, because I love a vintage looking dress. And this is one of those, you know, it is very, oh, what's the movie? Sabrina, with Audrey Hepburn, or even the 90s version of Sabrina. This is a dress that feels very French inspired, very like Dior-esque. It does give a little like the pink and the black, very pinky Tuscadero. Not that she would have ever worn this, because you know, it was a little more masculine than that. But I love the shape of this. I love the idea of this. Again, it's a shirt dress. I get that. You're like, is there anything else in the repertoire? Yes, but there's a reason why a shirt dress looks good on so many women and so many different body types, because you have flexibility, whether you want it to be buttoned up all the way because you need that, or whether you want it to be a V-neck, whether you want it to come long and not show anything at the bottom, or whether you need to unbutton those buttons and show your leg. It just gives you versatility that you might not otherwise have. And I wanted to share this, particularly in this color, because one, when you're talking about trends right now, polka dots are, I mean, it's spring. Florals and polka dots are kind of always a thing. But as I've said before, and I'll keep saying, when I use a word like trends, that can feel a little icky to some people. Like, I don't want to be trendy. I'm too old to be trendy. I'm too young to be trendy. Whatever that feeling is, all that indicates is that this is what you're going to see a lot of in the stores. And if you happen to like that, which I do, then this is your season. You're going to have a heyday. So, but what I wanted to show is I love the combination of that very soft baby pink feminine, and this is a little probably more saturated than a lot of the baby pinks that we saw last season, or even that I have on, but matched with black. Like, that stark contrast is really, I think, if I'm allowed to use the word chic looking, I love that. Lovely soft pink color with the contrasting black polka dots. It's just striking. I love that combination of soft and sort of strong at the same time. I want to show this to you up close. Oops. It's still unbuttoned from where I had it on and off, but just beautiful. It almost looks navy, and you can obviously do navy with this. And you can always add a sweater. You could do a black cardigan sweater and tie it around your neck to keep that very vintage old money look. And this is actually by Calvin Klein. You don't hear a whole lot about Calvin Klein, or at least I don't anymore, but I'm assuming they're still making it out there in the designer world. And it's 100% cotton, and it's $35. And as you can see, I took the belt that comes with it off, not that you have to, but I wanted to pair it, whether those polka dots are navy blue or black, I think this still works together, with those, again, pointed slingback kitten heel. This belt was $17, I think that's right. Oh my word, and it's real suede. So it's one of those cases, this is by Isadora, and it's an Italian brand, and that's real, like it's real suede. And I love that irregular shaped buckle on the front, and add a black hat to it. Just thought this together went really well, and I love that. If this is for Easter, if this is for a summer getaway, I think it would check the boxes. I think this would be really great for multiple uses. But I also loved it with this yellow sweater that is 100% cotton as well. I wear this constantly, and you'll see it in all these try-ons. It just adds that punch of spring, it feels like, in that yellow, and it's soft, and it's not going to be hot because it's 100% cotton itself. It's very lightweight. It's got that cable knit look again. I hate to keep repeating Ralph Lauren, but that's the feels it gives me. And it's $30 for a 100% cotton sweater that is so versatile with so many of the spring things that, at least that I'm showing, and that I would assume most people will be buying, whether it's blue or white or even black. I mean, yellow goes, as you'll see later, goes incredibly well with black as well. If you're just like I only do black. I get that. So this yellow dress is 100% cotton. It is by White Closet, and it's got the elastic at the top. It does have these little bows. I don't know. I mean, let me say this. I would keep them for a season, but I think I would like it more without the bows, and it looks really easy to remove the bows. So I probably eventually would take off the bows. I'm not saying because I'm a certain age I'm not wearing bows. I just think I would maybe get tired of the bows or they're gonna get ripped on something. That's my life. But it has pockets. It's just flowy. It's that, oh, love that cotton poplin sound. Again, that's a personal thing, but I absolutely love it. And it is $35, and it comes in everything from extra small to extra large. And you can pair this yellow dress, just like that yellow sweater, with a black sweater if you feel more comfortable with that, with brown, with blue, with burgundy. Like that yellow goes with so many colors. Ivory would be easy to pair that with. Same with the shoes. I chose those yellow shoes that I can't wait to share with y'all. Okay, the next two maxi midi dresses, I think they're meant to be midi, but for me they're somewhere in between. They are from Walmart. And this one, if you've watched any Walmart try-on hauls at all, this dress is in all of them. And this was the day that I went in, as I go in Walmart and look for my milk. Well, this was there that day with all of the cover-ups, and I wanted to hate this dress. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I thought, I don't want to like any of these dresses because I don't want to fall in love with them. But this dress in particular, when I put it on, my word. And I had not seen, at that point, I think the Walmart that I shop at must have just put them out because they had oodles of them. I went in this week, they're all gone. Like half of that stuff is gone. And I don't know what the sizes or the limitations are online, but this dress is everything when you try it on. I'm talking about everything that everybody, all the hype that you keep hearing. If you've seen this already, it just feels like it's supposed to feel at such a great price to be 100% cotton and has pockets, and even though the straps aren't adjustable, I'm looking at it again, it has that beautiful pleating kind of square, but it opens all this up. And if your arms, if you're thinking, I can't wear a dress like that, one, I'm gonna encourage you, be brave. Nobody's looking at your arms. I know you notice them, but they don't. But if you do feel that way, then pair it with a sweater, pair it with a jacket, because it feels that good. I'm just telling you. It has the elastic back, so you get a lot of stretch if you need it. And even though this is one of those rare moments that it's not an adjustable strap, it fit me really well. And that's probably because it's not like a V-neck and it doesn't come super low, so you've got some wiggle room there for short people like me. It looks like everything I would think about for spring. So what is that saying about the best laid plans of mice and men? Well, I filmed everything for you all and I was so excited and went back and played half of it back and there was no sound at all. We had lost a bit of the sound and then it became no sound at all. So I'm gonna try take 4, something like that, to be able to get these to you in a timely manner. I don't know what the lighting is like. It is just a timeout. I don't know if you'll see, there will be billows of yellow pollen flying by, and that is part of the bags underneath, part of the bags underneath my eyes is that we are in full-fledged yellow pollen season around here, and all the things. So we're going to persevere there. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through the technical difficulties. We are going to get through the allergy season. In order to make sure that we get through this, I'm going to try to go as quickly as I can. So this second dress I have from Walmart, we're just going to pick up right where I dropped off, is that lovely floral dress is one of my favorites. It may be one of my, and I say one of mine because we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have 4 days of Easter celebrations at our church where my husband is a pastor. Each of those 4 days I will have the chance, I don't have to, I could wear the same thing the whole time, but I would like to wear something different, and I'm feeling like that floral dress may be one of them, so we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I wanted to show you this dress. It is lovely and the embroidery on it is just sweet, and it's 100% cotton. So it all feels very real and comfortable. I will say the only difference to me in this and the dress before is the cotton is just a different, I don't know if it's different grade or what the difference is, but I'll show you up close that it picks up every little piece of lint. Now, we have a lot of hair in this family between the women and the dogs. There's a lot of dog hair and a lot of, but this just picks up fuzz. I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me what the difference, if that's a brushed cotton, but I just want to make you aware of it because it is a dark navy color, this one, and it picked up a lot. But I thought this was just lovely and again, so sweet for Mother's Day, Easter, fill in the blank. I think this would make a lovely wedding guest dress depending on the style of wedding. So that's the thing, is not everyone has a formal or semi-formal wedding, but this would be a great special occasion dress. I want to point out that you can wear this with any of those sweet little cotton sweaters, and I will show you those up close in a few minutes, that they're perfect, the perfect thing to accompany you if the weather is not quite that warm where you are, or if it's just freezing cold if you're inside a venue, or if it's at night and it's turned a little chillier. Whatever the case may be, those cotton sweaters are just perfect for those kind of things. Anyway, just highly recommend taking a look at those sweaters when we get to those, and hope they serve you well. Okay, for the next set of dresses, there's 2 of those as well, and they're the exact same dress, only in different colors. The style is very similar. It is, I am not an expert at all on high-end dresses and things like that, but I've watched enough and read enough lately that I believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these are very Zimmerman inspired, which I think is also Chloe inspired. Not because they're particularly boho, they have a lot more structure than that, because again, I love a V-neck, I love a shirt dress style because of the structure that it gives, especially because if you're hourglass or if you're pear-shaped, if you have a rectangle shape, anything that gives that curve in at the waist is really helpful, and the structure on the shoulders and the flare at the bottom. Now I will say the last 2 you saw were both 100% cotton. These are 100% polyester. They are not breathable. They are beautiful, but they are not breathable. So, and depending on your climate or your own temperature regulation or your own sensory needs, that may not matter at all. And so I wanted to show you these because these are by Tahari and they are just lovely. I think the yellow is my favorite, especially for spring, but the black is also beautiful. But I wanted to show you these, and I'll show you up close so that you can get a feel for what they would feel like or look like up close. So as I'm sure you can see in the cutaway that these have a button down in the front like a shirt dress, but they're not actually a shirt dress. It doesn't open. Those are faux buttons, which is kind of nice if you have a larger bust. I think I've said that before, and you would know that if you have a larger bust. I've not had personal experience in that, as I've said, but I think this is just lovely. So I want to show you what it looks like up close. So here are the faux buttons, and they're covered in material, which again, for me feels, I think it feels high-end. I don't know enough about high-end to know, but I think that these look particularly high-end. And I love the belt. I love that where it just blends right in, but also kind of makes a statement all at the same time. I think that there's something about that I like a lot. And this is that style you'll see where, let me pull it back so that everything is just kind of, the focus of the floral is not all over the dress. It's just in this area, but the way that the dress is shaped, it helps give you that hourglass shape, which is really nice. And the sleeves have elastic, which is nice because if you want to zhuzh them up, because I always want to zhuzh them up, then you don't have to look for an extra rubber band or something. Keep them up on your arms. So let me show you the black. Okay, so as you can see in the black, like I said, it is exactly the same, just different colors. Beautiful. Again, I think appropriate for any of the special spring occasions that you may need. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am struggling like nobody's business between the insomnia that I have been dealing with for weeks and weeks, and I don't mean like, oh, I didn't fall asleep till midnight. I'm talking about like, I don't fall asleep till 3 or 4 in the morning. But I'm working with a physician, so not to worry. We're figuring it out. It's all the things, and it's not just menopause, as I've shared, I think, many ad nauseum on here, that I went through that in my 30s. It's just the time of year, or stress, or it's just where my brain and my body is at the moment. But so if you find me stumbling over my words, part of that is because I had to get up early today for a dental appointment for my daughter, but I was bound and determined, like, I'm gonna get these out there for them. So this is me plowing through. I know, don't feel too sorry for me, but I do want to give that PSA out there, public service announcement, that if you're like, she looks a little haggard, or she's really struggling with her words, thou art correct. All of the above. And part of that was having to redo this whole section. I was so sad. I was like, I'm done. I'm so not done. And that is not a burden. That was just I just wanted to get this out to you faster than I have. So my apologies. Not that any of you were waiting for a video on special occasion wear from me, because you didn't know that was coming, but I knew, and I wanted it to be in plenty of time for, at the very least, for Easter or for any of the upcoming things. Hopefully this will make it to you in time. So anyway, back to our regular schedule programming. Okay, sorry, the crinkly sound is because I keep the plastic bags with all the TJMaxx and Marshalls things, as I've said before, because that's the only way you can return them. And this one definitely is not a keeper for me. Not that there's a thing wrong with it. It's just, it's black. I like the yellow. If I keep one of them, it would be the yellow. I still haven't decided, because you know I got 40 days to decide when I order something from TJMaxx and Marshalls. But I do want to show it to you up close. Sorry for all the sound. It is lovely. I love I love the juxtaposition of the blacks up against such beautiful, feminine, light pastels, the pinks, the whites. I love that. Love it. I love that stark contrast and softening it up a little bit. But anyway, so these buttons are a little bit different. They do have the fabric, but they have a gold rim around them, where the yellow just had the fabric, and the belt's hanging down in a funny way, but it's the same idea, that this all centered around this area. It just flows. It feels like artwork. I mean, that's what just drew me to it when I saw it on the website. I was like, that is beautiful. And whether it's a Zimmerman inspired, or whether it's a Chloe inspired, or whether it's Eli Tahari and his band of merrymakers in the sewing room just came up with this on their own, I don't know, but I thought it was absolutely beautiful and wanted to share it with y'all. So just remember, 100% polyester. So depending on where you're going to be sitting, it might matter. All right, next. Okay, I'm very excited to share this next dress with you, because that's the first time I have ever donned 100% silk dress in my life. To be completely transparent, this is the first year that I've touched, well, maybe touched, but ever tried on a couple of luxurious fabrics like cashmere. But this dress, 100% silk, never had I ever. I do have a silk scarf. I actually got them on Amazon. I'll list those. In fact, they're in some of the try-ons at the beginning with the more formal dresses, but I will list those for you. But this dress, when I pulled it out of the package, because I saw that it was 100% silk, and the price point was $70, so I was like, oh, for me, that's big. But I was like, I just want to try it on. I just want to see what's the fuss all about. And I'm here to tell you, I get it. First of all, when I picked it up, I was like, this doesn't weigh, this is like, it weighs the amount of a piece of paper. Like, I'm just blown away. And I know for some people watching, you're like, but again, please understand, the world that I grew up in, the world that I have lived in, it isn't that I couldn't have maybe at some point. It's just not been part of my world. And so to discover these things, the way things feel, it's just a season where I am enjoying, embracing, and figuring out, like I said, what's the big deal? Well, here's the big deal. All I could think about is if you're traveling with this dress, there is zero weight added to your bag. Like, if you know there is a night to be had where you're going to go out and look nice, whether it's for a wedding or a special occasion or an anniversary, and you just want to take carry-on, if this is your special occasion dress, you don't have to, I mean, you could pack a parka and you're still going to be okay because it doesn't weigh anything. I know. I get excited because these things, when I learn something new and go, oh, I get it. Because I've had lots of satin things, not lots, but I've had satin things. I mean, I lived in the 70s. Come on. I had a Sean Cassidy jacket. So, it was satin. But I'd never put on a silk dress. And it literally, as I said, about all these fabrics and materials, I get it now. It's as light as air. It's going to be breathable. And you look so put together. It's effortless. So the extra $30, $40, if you spend $40 on a regular dress, and I'm thinking, or you're thinking, but $30 more, there's a reason. There's a reason why this would be $30. Now, what does this dress actually cost in real life? Not on TJMaxx and Marshalls. All right, I'm just gonna let you take that in for a second. That is the cost of this dress regularly. $70. I will say, when I saw the print in person, I was a little like, that's a little bit, oh no, that seems like a lot for me. Just a lot. And the structure of the dress, it's kind of one of those, almost like I'm thinking 1930s. It's like what they would make out of those potato sacks kind of thing. But that is not how it looked when I did the belt, when I did all the things and put on heels. It made me feel like I was $300 worth of special because I can't explain it. And if you've never tried a silk dress, believe me, I understand. I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled from now on there. And if I find any, I am going to share them with y'all if I find more. Now, I've seen silk blends with silk and polyester and silk, and there's a wrap. I think one of the wraps that I got was a silk and, is it linen or silk and cashmere, blend. Very, very affordable. If it hasn't sold out, I will share that with you because I used it in the try-ons with the formal wear. I will list for you all of the sizes and its availability, and if it has sold out, because it was running low, I think when I got it, I will try my best to either find another one similar, or when they pop up, to be sure and get it out there, even if it's just on a YouTube short or an Instagram reel, so that you can have it really quickly. So anyway, yes, love it. I'm probably gonna. All right, you made it through part 2. Yee! Now, if you haven't seen part 1, please go check that out. That is for formal and semi-formal wear for spring special occasion wear. And part 3 still awaits you. That is skirts, pants, tops, jumpsuits, shoes, bags, everything you can think of that you might need that you haven't thought of yet for your spring occasion. So check that out. Thank y'all so much. I hope and pray there was something in this that was helpful for you. Love y'all. Bye.